Good morning, students. Today we started revision classes for the electrochemistry. Already, all of you understand about the electrochemistry from the series of the video of electrochemistry. Today, we once again started the recap or revision of the electrochemistry. So, let us start. In this chapter, we firstly discuss about the Faraday's law. Faraday proposed two laws. Faraday's proposed two laws. Faraday's first law of electrolysis. First law of electrolysis. This law stated that W is proportional to Q. That means W is equal to ZQ, or W is equal to Z into I into T. All of you know Z is the electrochemical equivalent. Electrochemical equivalent. Now, Faraday's second law. Faraday's second law of electrolysis. This law, according to this law, W1 by W2 is equal to E1 by E2, or Z1 IT divided by Z2 IT, already explained in the models. Then IT cancelled out, then Z1 by Z2 is equal to E1 by E2. So from this equation, all of you understand E proportional to Z. Now to replace the proportional mark, here we use Fz. F is a Faraday constant. F is a Faraday's constant, and 1F is equal to 96487 coulomb, or 96450 coulomb, or Z is equal to E by F is the equivalent weight, all of you know, and equivalent weight is equal to A by N. So Z is equal to A by NF. So this equation is modified as follow. W is equal to A by NF I into T. It is very important formula. By using this formula, you can solve numbers of numericals which are already discussed in the video lectures. Now here once again, W is the mass of substance deposited, A is the atomic weight, N is the valency, F is the Faraday constant, I is the electric current, and T is the time in second. These are the terms which are used frequently. Now once again, when I is equal to 1 ampere and T is equal to 1 second, then Z is equal to W. So electrochemical equivalent is equals to the mass of substance deposited when electric current of 1 ampere passes for 1 second. So please all of you try to understand. This is the Faraday first law. According to this law, W proportional to Q, or to replace the proportional mark, here we use Z. Z is a constant and said to be electrochemical equivalent. Understand? Now these are the law which are given by the Faraday's. Hoping that all of you understand. Please note it down all these points. Okay. Now another important topics of this chapter is galvanic cell, and following equations are used. First of all, standard cell potential is equal to E naught red minus E naught ox. Please all of you remember this formula, very important to measure the standard cell potential. This is the standard cell potential, already discussed in the video lecture. And now when E naught cell is equal to positive, then the cell is working or spontaneous process will take place. Spontaneous process will take place when E naught cell is negative, then dead or non-working or non-spontaneous. Non-spontaneous. Note it down, please. And next terms, here there is some relationship between Gibbs free energy and E naught cell. This is the Gibbs free energy is equal to N minus N F E naught cell. Here this is the Gibbs free energy. Gibbs free energy. So please remember this. N is the number of electron oxidized or reduced. F is the Faraday constant and E naught cell is the standard cell potential. Another relationship, del G naught Gibbs energy is equal to minus 2.303 RT log Kc. Kc is the equilibrium constant. Kc is the equilibrium constant. These are the some useful formulas which are used in the electrochemistry to solve the numericals. So please, all of you keeping in your mind. Now we are talking about the Nernst equation. Nernst equations are used to determine the cell potential of a galvanic cell when they are not kept in standard conditions. Already discussed in YouTube links. Once again, for recap, Nernst equation is written in this form: E cell or EMF is equal to E naught cell minus 2.303 RT by NF log QC. What is QC? QC or KC? Or KC, concentrations of product by concentrations of reactant in terms of power. Now at 298 Kelvin, in most of the questions temperature is 298 Kelvin. So in these conditions, when you put the value of T, R and F after the calculation, cell potential is equal to E naught cell minus 0.0591 by N log QC. So all of you remember this. Now try to understand potential of single electrodes. Potentials of single electrodes, how would you find out? Suppose that this is a metal ions, gains n number of electrons to form M solid, then potential of this is determined in this manner: E naught Mn oblique M minus 0.059 N log 1 by concentrations of Mn ions. Here we put 1 because solid doesn't have the concentration. So please, this is the important and useful equations which are used to solve the numerical based on the electrochemistry. Hoping that all of you understand in this way. Similarly, potentials of SHE, potentials of hydrogen electrodes are also determined, already discussed. Once again, H plus aqueous plus electron forms half H2 gas, then the potential of H plus H2 is equal to E naught H plus oblique H2 minus 0.059 N log 1 by concentrations of H plus. And all of you know H plus is equal to 10 to the power minus pH. So you put the value of H plus ions with this. If in a question pH is given, then you apply this formula. Hoping that all of you understand. Now resistance. Resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to cross section area. Therefore, R is equal to rho L by A. Rho is the resistivity. Resistivity is a material constant and its value depends upon the substance. This is the resistivity. Now conductance. Conductance is the represented by G. G is the reciprocal of resistance and its unit is Siemens. Siemens under bracket capital S or ohm inverse or Maho. Now another topic which is conductivity. Conductivity is the represented by kappa and it is reciprocal of resistivity rho. This is rho, RHO rho. Now you write K is equal to RA by L. Therefore K is equal to 1 by R into L by A. Now K is equal to G into G star. G star, this is the cell constant and G star is the cell constant. So this is the useful relationship which is widely used. Now we discuss about the molar conductivity. Molar conductivity is equal to lambda m is equal to K into 1000 by m. This is the important relationship. Now Clausius law of independent migrations of ions. In this we discuss about the limiting molar conductivity. So hoping that all of you understand and please note down all the formula in a separate page and remember all the times because it is helpful to solve the numericals. Understand? Now Clausius law of independent migration of ions. This law is helpful to determine limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte. So for example, suppose that you want to determine the limiting molar conductivity of NaCl, then it is the sum of the limiting molar conductivity of cation plus sum of the limiting molar conductivity of an ion. So in this way you find out the limiting molar conductivity. Similarly, suppose that you want to find out the limiting molar conductivity of aluminum sulfate, then this is how many aluminum? 2. So you put 2 before lambda naught m, lambda naught Al3 plus 3 lambda naught sulfate. Value are given in the question and by using the value you find out the limiting molar conductivity. And then degree of dissociation alpha is equal to lambda m by lambda naught m. Similarly, dissociation constant is already generally asked in the questions. Dissociation constant or K is equal to C alpha square 1 minus alpha. These are some useful formula which are mainly used in electrochemistry chapter.